we do it. And these videos, this video, so just bear with me, I'll just kill all these guys. Well, these robots. Just quickly showing you how to do it. My camp is usually at the top up here, if you want to check it out. It's normally up at that area, sometimes I move it, but that's where you'll mainly find me. So, I'll show you the blueprints I've got to how to build this. This is how I normally set it up. Usually I have a coded door, so as you can see on the right hand side, that is basically where the door would be. You don't want to put a flamer on the right hand side with the one that's missing, because it will damage the key panel door. It depends on how you're going to do it. If you're just going to do it like this, the last flamer on the left, I wouldn't put that in, but keep the other three. And just basically same at the other side if you want to actually make it like, the way I do it is 2 by 3. So I'll show you exactly how that would look. So I've had it many times that I've had a certain way to do it. So this is how it should look like. Obviously I'm not going to put it down because I can't actually put it down right now. Obviously that will be that side, so your door panel would be about here. Just for a note as well, if you're going to do this, if you're going to use the keypad doors, make sure the code is inside the base room, same at the other side, so you can get into wherever you're going. And the way to set it up is pretty simple. You put this setup here, one here, then do the exact same to the other side. So one there, and this is the wrong one here. If you're going to do it the way I do it, 3 by 3, just bear in mind this costs a lot more than it usually is. What I'll do is I'll put a wall up. Also a note, so there you go, there's your door. Pretend that it's just a panel door. Same again, I'll use these ones instead of the other ones. You put one there, make sure you don't put a flamer near the door. Same again, it'll damage the door and eventually it will break, so any of the players that do end up in your trap will end up getting out, and if you don't want that to happen, don't do it. Also, if you're going to do it in the middle, do it like so, but the middle one, I usually take that out and replace it with this, but I bring it forward so you can arm the traps at the front. If you don't want to do it that way and you want to do the 5th one, I've used the Power Connect, but put it on the roof, so that one there. Next up, if you're a new player, obviously you'll have this. the way I'd set it up is this part of the line, I'd line up the flamers, obviously put your middle one first, then work your way out. As for the ones at the door, same again, make sure there's a gap. The way I set it up, if you do have this in the atomic shot, I usually use these tiles to help me. So what I do is, that's my middle over, and if you have the plans for the radiation emitters, the way I set it up is, as you can see, these squares here, that's where I put them, and the way I set it up is the connector, the power connector of it, I'll line it up with the tiles, as you can see, a straight line across. So I'd follow this line right here. You can put one here if you wish, but the way I've got it, I put it straight across. Then once it comes to the Tesla coils, just basically where the connector is, connect it up and line it up. So the way I do it is I set it up like so. And that's just a rough guess where it is. Then obviously flamers behind it. You wouldn't need any turrets down, so I wouldn't recommend using the turrets because they're just a waste and they use up a lot of your budget. The Ouija boards, sometimes I keep them outside like so and put it straight across. Also the way it was set up as well, I use these obviously outside, so if you go up to my camp, if you've got me a friend or you see me station in the session, I put one here, put two connectors below as so, one there and one next to it, connect it up, put one here, put one here, obviously that one will connect with the door, the other one will connect to the that piece of the switch for the door, and obviously it will connect to the main part. That'll be to get in. It'll be the exact same on the other side. The difference is, obviously you'll have these connected up. Difference is, if you do decide to put two up here, the way I do it is I don't bother, I only put these two down, and the way I usually set it up is I usually stick a roof on top and I use these. So I put one down, obviously stick this connector on so you can connect it from the roof down, exact same the other one, but with the other one I use this one and then flip the other one round so it can connect at the other side. The way I do it with them is if I bring it forward. So this will be your inside your camp. The way I do it is I usually use the concrete ones, but I'll put it down it so I usually use the windows. So I usually use this one, sometimes I use this one. So the way to set it up is simple enough. As what you do is you put a connector right about here, so you hook that up. Then if you've got walls, so maybe I'll come to this bit in a sec, I'll use concrete wall, the wooden wall, and all you do is just connect it up. Now coming to hiding the traps, If somebody comes in and you've got the traps exposed, they're not going to come in. I've had it many times. So what I normally do is I put the wooden wall, because that's the best one to use, or the cheapest one, because it breaks more, especially with the flamers. They'll destroy them no problem. I put it like so, and obviously put wallpaper up, just to make it look less suspicious. Next part is in my other trap bases. The one I've got is the main one I've was able to jump over the flamers. So what I'd recommend you do is don't bother with that design that I just showed you there. What I'd recommend you use is the small, well, the half wall, and then what I'd recommend you do is use this to go over. This prevents any of your victims jumping over the trappers. So even if they try, the radiation much will catch them. Obviously the flamers, if they're on, they'll catch them, and the Tesla mines will still hit them, and they won't be able to jump over the traps. So as I'll show you here. If you want to look at it in another point of view, don't bear with me. Why is this not working? I'll just take this other side instead. This is how it would look. So as you can see, the flamers are really close to the roof, so there's no space for anybody to jump over the flamers. And even if they try, they're just going to hit with the radiation emitters, the Tesla mines, and the flames if they're active. So that's how I usually set it up. Same again, you don't need to use the Ouija boards, but I definitely recommend you put up wooden walls. The way I've got it set up right now is I've set it up like so. As you can see, I'm using concrete at the top and wood at the bottom. The wooden one is the one that will break, but the concrete, you won't need to worry about that because it won't break, because the flamers are below that, so it won't break the concrete wall. So yeah, basically that's how to set up my camp, well, set up the base. Same again, the next part would be connecting them up. It's kind of a pain to set up, especially how many traps I've got in place. The small one thing I warn you about is the cost of repairing just one of these. I've got four in, well, I've got two on each side, so that'll be four, and the cost of it is a lot. If you're a new player, I'd recommend you just doing 1x3. So 1x3 would be simple enough. 1x3 would be like this. Just telling you that, just in case. That would be a 1x3. That's the cheapest way to set it up, in my opinion. But that's the more traps you have, the more chance that your victims will basically perish. I think same again, more traps the better. When I did 3x3, when I tested it out myself, I was just the armour I've got on just now, which is the Secret Service power armour. I was still getting about 147 rads per second, adding on with that's not including the flames attacking you and the Tesla mines attacking you, so it is pretty effective. Low ranks, they have no chance, they're dead in a matter of seconds. High rankers on the other hand, they've got more of a fighting chance, but same again, I have had a lot of higher rank levels trying to survive, and it just doesn't happen at times. If they do, then congratulations to them. But yeah, that's how to set it up. That's just a setup. Arming them up on the other hand is the more pain in the ass part. The flamer at the front, well, in the middle, that's how I set up a better look. The best to put on this power post I've got, the best place to put it would be as close to this mine as you can, and then start setting them up. If it is this one, on the other hand, place it on where the flamer's missing, close as you can. You can set them up that way. Flamers on the other hand, if you've got that wall behind you, so I'll show you again. If you've got that wall behind the flamers, I'll put a roof on just to show you. For the flamers, either here or as low as you can, and connect the flamers with that. That'd be your main power. Obviously, if you've got a post here or at the other side, connect that post with that connector. If you're doing it 2x2, connect that one with the one that you're putting in either this side or this side, either or, doesn't matter. And the one that I showed you with the wall. So, why is it looking down? Show you as well. So you can either use this one, as you can see the roof still hangs, but once you've got these connected you can just put it back to a normal wall. So as you can see, you can either use this one, I'll just use this one for example, either put it as low as you can or at that part. I usually put it at that part, either high as you can or low as you can. The one I've got set up, there's a still need to reset some of them. I've got it as low as I can so they can't see them, but it won't matter because once the walls break, that's it. So as you can see, it's connected, and all you do is just switch it back, and obviously make sure your wallpaper's on it before you put the connectors on. Easy setup to do, and obviously, like I said, this is my living quarters here. You take one here. If you're doing it 2x3, you connect them up, simple enough. If I get a chance to go up to my camp, I will show you how to set that, how's my setup done with the connectors. There's many ways to connect them up. You can either use the connectors that I used, or you can use these connectors. Where is it? The ones there. Either or, it won't matter what one you use. So I'll see if I can go up to my camp. I can't, well, I can because there's another player there, bear with me. Now, there's many ways that, there's many campers, or trappers, use certain techniques. I've seen those that use Ouija boards, but I don't use them. Unless if I'm going to use them outside the wall where the traps are. If you bear with me 1 second. Wrong way. Hopefully the guy's still there. Yep. Hope this guy's closer. No. This guy's closer. Let's see if I can get in his team. No. So yeah, what I'm going to show you, there's a lot of people that don't like trap bases, so they'll probably nuke them. Best options in the safe zone, if you don't know where that is, it's around Vault 76. The way I've got it at my camp, I've got the sign trespass, life after death, trespass here and find out, just to give them a warning. I've also got the other signs saying stay away, and the inside the trap room I've got them there as well, saying go away, just for those who are foolish enough to go in. And trust me, bear with me, I'm just going to catch food. Another thing I'll show you, the way I've got it, how I've set it up. Same way, it's not cheap to run. If you see any videos on YouTube with the Ouija boards, I'd recommend you use them. But same again, if someone sees the traps, they're not going to go in. That was a fail. No, that's a major fail. There's that one. So right now I'm just going to go up my camp and show you how I've got it set up. That's if the game doesn't freeze, that is. Because I've got so many weapons, the game sometimes just wants to lag. If you want to skip this part to where my camp is, then wire in. At the moment I don't know how long this freeze is going to be. About time. Ah, please don't, game. And it does. Thanks for watching guys, but as you can see I got disconnected, so I hope you enjoyed the video.